unbreakable allegiance to a code forged in the frozen hell of Stalin's gulags? And what if, in 2025, these tattoos aren't relics of the past, but badges of power still worn by billion-dollar bosses who command empires from Moscow to Miami? This is the electrifying world of Vory Zakone tattoos, a secret language in ink that tells tales of theft, murder, and defiance, where every symbol is a scar of survival. Step into the tattoo parlor of the damned. The needle is sharp, and the stories, they bleed. Chapter 1. Forged in the Gulag fires, the birth of the Thieves Code. The year is 1938. Deep in the Siberian wasteland, where the wind howls like a tortured soul and the snow buries men alive, a group of prisoners huddle in a barracks lit only by a smuggled candle. Their bodies are maps of misery, frost-bitten fingers, whip scars from guards. But tonight, they add something deliberate. A makeshift needle dips into soot mixed with urine, piercing skin in rhythmic pain. The result? A star on a shoulder burning with promise, I kneel to no one. This is the dawn of the Vory Zakone, the thieves in law, a brotherhood born in Stalin's gulags where survival meant rejecting the Soviet system entirely. No jobs, no families, no cooperation with authority, just the code, 18 unbreakable rules enforced by death. And their badge? Tattoos, intricate, symbolic, a visual resume that screamed rank and rebellion to those who knew how to read it. Imagine the suspense. A new prisoner arrives, stripped for inspection. The Vory circle him, eyes scanning for ink. A wrong symbol, a mark of weakness or snitching, and the night ends in a shiv to the gut. But get it right, and your family, for life, or until betrayal dooms you. These weren't random doodles. They were declarations of war against the state, starting with simple marks in the 1930s and evolving into full-body masterpieces by the 1950s, when the gulags released waves of hardened thieves into Soviet society. And the thrill? In a world where words could kill you, your skin spoke volumes, silently, defiantly. Chapter 2. Stars of Authority, the crowns that command respect. Fast forward to a smoky Moscow bathhouse in 1975 where steam clings to skin like secrets. A man drops his towel, revealing 8 pointed stars blazing on his clavicles, symbols of a Vory Zakone, a thief-in-law who bows to no one, not even the KGB. These stars aren't jewelry, they're crowns, earned through years of loyalty and brutality, marking the wearer as untouchable elite. But the suspense builds when you spot them on the knees. I kneel to no authority, a direct spit in the face of Soviet power. Get caught faking them, and the real Vory would carve them off with a dull knife. Picture the tension in a prison yard. A young thief approaches an elder, sleeves rolled up to reveal his story. A cat on the forearm? He's a stealthy burglar, sly and independent. A tiger snarling on the chest? Resistance to cops, fierce, unyielding, ready to pounce. One wrong ink, one false claim, and the yard turns red. These tattoos weren't art, they were armor, and a death sentence if forged. Each sentence can be long if the input requires it, but must not exceed 30 words. If a sentence is longer, split it into 2 or more natural sentences without altering the content. Chapter 3. Domes of Defiance, churches that count the years. Deep in a 1980s Leningrad cell, under the flicker of a smuggled bulb, a Vor traces a new cupola on his comrade's chest, a domed church tattoo, each spire a year locked away, a testament to endurance in the system's bowels. The domes aren't devotion, they're defiance, mocking the Orthodox Church the Soviets crushed, while symbolizing convictions or prison terms, 7 cupolas for 7 years of hell. Suspense simmers in the ritual. The needle buzzes like an executioner's switch, pain a badge of honor. A scorpion with raised tail? Combat veteran from the Afghan war, claws open for aggression. A rose blooming on the shoulder. Turned 18 behind bars, youth stolen but spirit unbroken. But twist the needle wrong. Add a dome unearned, and the Vory's court convenes, stripping flesh in a correction that leaves scars deeper than ink. If these inked enigmas of survival and savagery have you craving more forbidden codes from history's underbelly, hit that like button and subscribe to Behind the Veil Truths. Next week, we decode the symbols that still command fear in Moscow's streets. Chapter 4. The Modern Mark. Vory Tattoos in a Post-Soviet World. 2025. A luxury sauna in Sochi. Steam swirls around a group of suited men dropping robes to reveal chests etched with cathedrals, domes numbering decades, stars proclaiming authority unbroken by Putin's regime. The Vory evolved. From gulag survivors to oligarch allies, tattoos now mix old code with new. Lenin portraits spelling VOR, thief, eyes watching over inmates, meaning I'm guarding you. A spiderweb on the elbow? Drug addiction or thief trapped in the system. But the thrill lies in the risk. Fake a Vor star today, and you wake with it carved off. Modern Vory enforce the ink with knives sharper than ever. In London's Londongrad, exiled bosses flash domes from Soviet prisons, blending with crypto empires. The code adapts, but the blood oath endures. If this tattooed trail of terror has you inked with curiosity for more criminal cryptograms like the video and subscribe to Behind the Veil Truths, our vault overflows with symbols that speak from the skin and the ink that never fades, a code still carved in 2025. The Vory tattoos aren't history. They're alive, pulsing on the skin of 2025's shadow kings from Siberian cells to Dubai yachts. Each star a throne claimed, each dome a year conquered. But what if the next tattoo you see on a stranger tells a story that could get you killed? Do you think Vory tattoos are relics or still ruling? What symbol would you decode next, scorpions or skulls? Comment below. The needle's still hot, the code's still cracking. And the Vory? They're watching. Subscribe now. The next layer drops soon, and you won't want to miss the bleed. What if the most feared criminals in history didn't need guns or empires to command respect, but a canvas of ink on their skin that screamed their entire legend to anyone who dared read it? What if a single tattoo, a star on the chest, a cathedral on the back, could mark a man as untouchable king of the Russian underworld, a Zakone, thief in law, bound by a code forged in Stalin's frozen hell and enforced with knives sharper than betrayal? And what if, even in 2025, these inked stories still whisper from prison walls and luxury saunas, reminding us that the Vory's world never died? It just evolved into shadows we can't escape. This is the electrifying saga of Vory Zakone tattoos. Not mere body art, but a secret language of power, pain, and unbreakable brotherhood. One wrong symbol, and you're dead. One perfect mark, and you rule. The needle drops. The stories bleed. The Gulag crucible, where ink became law. 1930s Soviet Union. The air in the Siberian camps is thick with frost and fear. Prisoners huddle in barracks, whispering the old code. No work for the state, no family, no betrayal. Among them rise the Vory Zakone. Thieves who live by their own law, rejecting the Soviet machine. But how do you prove loyalty in a world where words mean nothing? With ink, crude needles fashioned from guitar strings, ink mixed with urine and soot, pain is the price of truth. The first tattoos are simple, a dagger through the neck for a killer, a cross for prison terms. But the suspense builds in the ritual. A young thief approaches the elders, stripped bare. They inspect his skin like judges. One false mark, a snitch's symbol, and the night ends in blood. By the 1950s, tattoos evolve into full-body epics. 8-pointed stars, on shoulders and knees declaring I bow to no one, not king, not law, not God. A cat on the chest, master thief, sly and independent. Churches with domes, one for each sentence served, pride and punishment. The thrill? In a system designed to break men, these tattoos scream defiance. We are the law. The crowned kings, legends inked in blood. 1970s Moscow underground. A man drops his shirt in a smoky bathhouse, revealing the stars blazing on his clavicles. The ultimate Vor crown, earned through decades of loyalty, murder, and survival. Take Vyacheslav Yaponchik, Ivankov the Little Japanese, crowned in 1974, his body a canvas, stars for authority, daggers for vengeance. He rises to command Moscow's shadows, then conquers America's Russian mobs in Brighton Beach. Arrested in 1995, convicted of extortion. But the ink tells the real story. A Vor who ruled 2 continents. Assassinated in 2009 by a sniper, betrayal from rivals who feared his legend. Or Aslan, dead Hassan, Usoyan. Grandpa Hassan, Kurdish Vor, crowned in the gulags. His tattoos, domes towering like his empire, tigers snarling against cops. He mediated wars, controlled billions until 2013, a sniper's bullet in Moscow ended him mid-stride. The hit? Revenge from Georgian rivals in a clan war that spilled blood across Europe. The suspense? These men wore their power openly, yet untouchable, because crossing a Vor meant war. If these inked emperors have you craving more tales of criminal crowns and betrayals, like the video and subscribe to Behind the Veil Truths. Our channel is packed with Vory legends that will chill your blood. The symbols of defiance, cats, tigers, and forbidden marks. Imagine a Vor's chest, a grinning cat, eyes sly, master pickpocket, lone wolf who trusts no one, a tiger bearing teeth. Fierce fighter, hates authority. Many from Afghan war vets turned criminals. Madonna and child on the chest? My mother is my only family, or ironic twist for child killers. Skulls and daggers? Avenger of wrongs. But the real thrill and danger lies in fakes. In the 1990s chaos, wannabes inked stars unearned. Real Vory hunted them. Forced removal. With knives, acid, or blowtorches. Skin peeled like betrayal. One 1998 story. A fake Vor flashes stars in a Moscow sauna. Elders convene. That night, he's found with his tattoos carved off, alive as warning. The code demands truth in ink or death. The modern Vor. Ink in the age of oligarchs. 25. A Dubai yacht party. A man removes his shirt by the pool. Stars still burned on shoulders. Domes rise on his back. He's no Gulag relic. He's a billionaire autorité blending old Vor code with new money. The Vory adapted. Tattoos now mix tradition with flex. Lenin portraits. Spelling Vior. Spiderwebs. For drug empires. But the suspense never fades. In Russian prisons, crowning rituals continue. Needles dipped in blood, oaths sworn. Fake a mark today? You're uncrowned. Stripped of status, often flesh. One 2023 incident, a young gangster inks Vor stars in St. Petersburg. Real Vory find him. Video leaks. He's held down. Tattoos burned off with irons. Screams echoing the old ways. The ink that outlives the man. Vory tattoos aren't fading. They're evolving from gulag scars to symbols of power in a world of oligarchs and hackers. Each star a throne, each dome a sentence survived. But what symbol scares you most, the defiant cat or the crowned star? Do you think modern Vory still enforce the ink with blood? Comment below. The needle's legacy lives, and the stories, they're just beginning. Subscribe now to Behind the Veil Truths. The next Vor legend drops soon, and you won't want to miss the cut. The code calls. Will you answer?